just I asked you to do a couple prompts. What I want to do is I just want to see how well you did. All right. So look up. All right. We did 1, 2. I asked you to do 3 on your own, right? Did we do? I don't know why. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. So here we go. Let's take a look at question number 4. See how you did. All right. Now again, first step is the axis of symmetry. And so we write down x equals negative b over 2a. All right, bless you. Now b is what in this case? B is negative 6, right? So that makes it 6 over 2 times 1, which is, is everybody okay with that being 3? So far so good? Now, after you find the axis symmetry, the next step is to find the vertex. So your vertex is always 3, comma, and then you just come down and write y equals 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 1. All right, if you do that, that is what?
9 minus 18 minus 1, negative 10.
Everybody okay with that being negative 10? All right. So your vertex now is 3 comma negative 10. Agreed with that? Now if your vertex is 3 negative 10, now I need your y-intercept. And your y-intercept is what? Ben?
0c.
0c, which in this case would be 0 comma negative 1. I just don't think that's that hard. The same steps, that's what you need to be doing. Everybody agree with that? All right, so now what I want to do is I want to now graph the axis of symmetry. All right, when we graph the axis of symmetry, it's x equals 3. By the way, I don't think I wrote that very good. So over here, I'm going to come down. Instead of just writing that, I always like to write x equals 3. All right, so x equals 3, remember, is a vertical line. So I have 1, 2, 3 here. So again, that's the axis of symmetry. That's the axis of symmetry. All right. Now the vertex is 3 negative 10, right? Now again, listen to me, guys. Do I really care if it's counting down negative 10? No, I really don't care. So here's how you handle that. If you get in a situation where it's too low or the point's not on the graph, you just put down here, watch how simple this is, guys. Just put like right here, that right there, then I come over here and say that's negative 10. Right? So now I just put a point. That's 3 comma negative 10. Now the person seeing what you're doing understands that you went down what? 10 units. Everybody good on that? Then the y-intercept is what? 0, negative 1. So you plot the point, 0, negative 1. And it might be a good idea to just put negative 1 right next to that. And then after you do that, I count to the axis symmetry. How far to the axis symmetry did I go? 3 units. So that means I have to do what? 3 more units over here. Right? And that's what I have. Do I agree with that? And now it's just a matter of what? Draw it out. Right? So there's my parabola. Now your job is to look at what you did and look at that and see if that's okay.
Is it okay if I do negative 10?
Yeah. Just I told you guys. Just drop it down here if you want. I'm totally fine with that.
So how do you go from getting that vertex and how do you get the y-intercept?
This is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is always 0c.
Oh, wait, then how do you get the vertex?
The vertex is what you plug the 3n into the equation.
Oh.
Come on now. You with me? All right. Does anybody have any questions with that? Alex, is that okay? All 3 steps. Girls, any questions? What?
So you start at your -1 and then you go over 3 to the axis of symmetry and then over 3 again.
Right. Well, what I did was, if this point is on the graph, there is 3 units to the axis of symmetry. That's what the axis of symmetry is. It's a mirror image. So that means there's got to be 3 over here. You with me?
Yes.
That's all there is to that. You understand that? Okay, so let's see how you did on number 5. All right, here we go. So, question number 5. All right, the 3 steps. All right. First of all, there's lots of negatives here for a reason, to try to see if you're paying attention, plugging numbers in correctly. All right, so step number 1. X equals -b over 2a. Negative, then what? -6 over 2 times -3. Everybody agree with that? So now it just becomes 6 over -6, which is what? -1. See if you got that. Did everybody get -1? Vivian, you okay? All right. Now, Max, the vertex is the next point. And again, x equals -1. That's the axis of symmetry. All right, so now for part 2, the vertex.
So it'd be 3 times negative.
Y equals,
Y equals -3 times -1 squared
exactly,
plus 6 plus 7.
yes, just like that. So now, y equals -3 times 1 plus 6 plus 7.
That'd be 10.
So y equals, someone tell me, 10. Good. Now you understand, right? So now I have -1 comma 10. -1 comma 10. So I agree with that? Any questions? And now what? The y-intercept. 0, 7. What? Good for you.
Why are there 2 negatives next to 6?
Very good question. This negative right here is that negative. This is this right here. See what I'm saying now, right? That's why there's 2 negatives. All right, then this third negative, obviously, -3, comes from this -3 here. Come on, that's good. All right. So now let's graph and see where we're at. So we're going to graph the axis of symmetry, which is x equals -1. So everybody graph that. Or check what your work is, I should say. Then -1, 10, right? So again, I don't even know where 10 is, but I don't feel like counting. So there's 10, there's -1. Is everybody okay with that? Just mark it. And then the next one is, the y-intercept is 7, right? So 10, 9, 8, 7. So mark this point right here as 7. And then there's that point right there. Anybody have any issue with that? Come on, Max. Pay attention. Don't distract. Is everybody okay with that? Now, how far away from the axis symmetry am I? 1. So I have to go what? 1 over on the other side of the axis symmetry. So there will be another point right here. Is everybody okay with that? And then you see it, just like that. Anybody have any questions with that? Everybody agree? All right, let me just show you something because I want to have you work for a few minutes, but I'm going to show you how to do the calculator also. Now, I want to look at question number 7. What's wrong with number 7? Most people in the last class didn't see what's wrong with number 7.
The 2x squared.
Yeah, it's out of order. Everybody look up and make sure they see that. So, y equals negative 2x squared plus 8x plus 3.
Why wouldn't 2x be
Because right here, what is the x squared, kiddo? That's what? Negative 2x squared. Do you agree with that? That's why it's negative 2x squared here. Agree? And then plus 8x plus 3.
Oh, wait, I can do just answer mine.
Okay, do you see it now, right? Because look, the 8x is what's positive, right? This 8x is what? Positive. That's why it's positive here. So I agree with that. All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take 10 minutes and I want you to try to do 6 all by yourself. All right, 6, 7, and 8. 10 minutes. Try to do as much as you can. All right. Step 1, you're finding the axis symmetry. Step 2, the vertex. Step 3, you're looking at the y-intercept and then graphing. All right. Then I'm going to put that one up on the board. And then after we're done with that, I'm going to show you how to do it on the calculator, which is really nice. All right, keep going, keep working. All right, so on question number 6 now. All right, x. Number 1, axis of symmetry. X equals negative b over 2a. Negative what? Negative 4 over 2 times 1. And 4 over 2 is what? 2. Does everybody agree with that? Double negatives again make the positive. How else you get 2? Come on, guys. Any questions on how I got a 2? All right, now, vertex. Two comma something. So y equals 2 squared minus 4 times 2. What does that equal? Negative 4, exactly. So the vertex is at 2, negative 4. Right? And now, question number 3. All right. This was kind of tricky for some. The y-intercept is what? 0, because there's no c, right? So y-intercept 0, 0. Everybody good on that? All right, so now let's graph. Let's see what we have. Axis symmetry. X equals 2. Here we go. All right, everybody see that? Now your vertex is what? 2, negative 4. So I got 2, negative 4 right there. Everybody okay with that? Now my y-intercept is what? 0, 0. So you're plotting 0, 0. Now how far away are you? 2. So I need to go what? 2 on the other side. Everybody okay with this? Any questions? And now we draw the graph. Any questions with that? Any questions? All right. So now what I want to do is I want to show you how to use your calculator. All right. So everybody has their calculator. Pull out your calculator. Let's take a look at it now. All right. Come on, go. You should bring it every day, Colin. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. We missed something. Yeah, hurry up. Come on, guys. All right, get on your calculator. You gotta hurry up. All right, now we're just gonna go back to the very beginning so I can just show you, all right, what I want you to do. All right, so everybody's just gonna double check our work here. Bless you. All right, so please, everybody go to y equals. We go to y equals, and then type in x squared minus 5. Type in x squared minus 5. Now, the next thing I want you to do is, because your screen might be messed up, you go to Zoom Standard. You go to Zoom Standard. All right? And then that'll put it up on the graph for you. All right, then show me your calculator. I want to make sure everybody's got it. Good, good, very good. You got it? Hey, what about you? Good job. What about you?
I just put on.
You good now? Come on, type it in. Let's go. X squared minus 5, so I can look at it. Zoom 6.
Yeah, it has to go under one.
Y equals.
And then Zoom Standard.
Yeah, but you gotta get rid of all that other garbage and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, why is that done?
What? X squared. Come on, you can do that. Minus 5.
And then Zoom Standard.
Zoom standard and see. And it should look like what's on your graph. Did it work for you?
Yeah.
Now again, you're supposed to look at your graph, and you're supposed to look at that graph and see if it's about the same. Beautiful, right? Yep. Good. Now, is everybody, Colin, did you get it on yours?
Yes.
You got it? You got it. Boys in the back. Everybody's good in the back?
Yes.
All right. Now, what I want to do now is I'm going to show you something kind of cool with the calculator, because sometimes you may forget how to find the vertex. The calculator has the ability to find the vertex for you. But you have to listen to what I'm saying now. All right? I'm not demonstrating it up on the board. I'm demonstrating your ability to listen. All right? So I want to find the vertex. All right? The first thing I want everybody to do is I want everybody to tell me, is this vertex down here a maximum or a minimum? It's a minimum. All right? So now I need everybody to hit the second and then the trace button, which is calc. Second, the trace button, which is at the very top, right next to the graph button. And then when you hit that button, a window drops down and it has all different choices. Right? What? Second. That's because you didn't do it right. Second, calc. Right? Second calc. All right, now that window's up, we want the what? We're trying to find the minimum. We're trying to find the minimum. Yes, we've been on that before where we found the points of intersection. Right now we want to find the minimum. So to find the minimum, what number is that? I think it's number 3, right? So hit 3. Now, what comes up on your screen is left bound. Right? So what I want to do now is I want to show you, right? Here is your cursor that's going to be on your graph. Please listen. This cursor has to be to the left of the vertex. Once you move it to the left of the vertex, now it can be anywhere to the left of the vertex. Once you're to the left of the vertex, you hit enter. And then right bound comes up. So now you're going to move your cursor to the right side of the vertex. Anywhere to the right side. Anywhere to the right side. Then you hit enter. And then guess comes up. Do I ever care about guessing? No, so you hit enter again. And then it should tell you what the vertex is. And it says the vertex is 0, comma, -5. Now, some of you might have this on your calculator. You might have like 0.83927, blah, 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 and then it'll say e to the negative like 8. This is a scientific notation for 0. All right, if I was writing this program, I would clean that up. All right, if it ever gets below a certain number, it's just automatically 0. That, to me, is a flaw in the program. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? All right. Was everybody able to come up with that number? Either some calculators come up with exactly 0 and some do not. So I need for you to look at that and say, yes, I can see that the vertex is 0, -5. What?
So if I got like 0.07.
Of course, it might not be those numbers.
And
I
then-
just
and
made
then-
those numbers up.
And then, no, I know. And then I got y was -5. That's good.
Yes. Beautiful. That's what I said. Not those exact numbers. I just made those numbers up. But I want you to know, as soon as you see e to the -8, that's scientific notation for move the decimal 8 places to the left. If I move it 8 places to the left, it's 0. All right? You with me on this? What?
So I'm just a bit confused. So because I tried to do it and I got something
Left
else.
bound. You have to take your cursor to the left.
Oh.
Right?
Mhm.
Come on. Hold it down. Keep going. You know, I can't even see your cursor
What
yet.
is it?
It's at 3. There it is.
There it is.
So now you go to the left.
That's cool.
Hit enter. Now move it to the right. Hit enter. And then enter again. And there's your answer.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Okay?
It
Now,
doesn't matter where you move it.
come on. That's what I said. All right. Now, boys in the back. Were you able to find the vertex?
Yes.
Do you understand the vertex? Vivian, did you understand? Girls, come on. Do you understand how to find the vertex? You got it? You got it? Girls?
What do we do after we put in the lines?
What are you trying? Oh, now you go to find the vertex. So what you're asking? Then you go to second calc. Okay, so here we go. Now what we're going to do is I want everybody to try it for question number 3 now. All right, I want everybody to go to question number 3. Type in question number 3. And then you're trying to find the vertex. No,
The line intersects.
what did I tell you to do? You just hit it. Are you to the left of the vertex? Is that to the left of the vertex? Yes or no? You may not know. Okay, so look. All right, here's somebody. Now look right up here, because again, I understand some of your troubles, right? So again, here's my cursor. All right. Now, please look up on the board one more time. All right, here is my cursor right here, guys. All right, we're going to say this is the cursor. Well, I'm going to try to fix it. Right, look, here is my cursor. Alex, you guys, I want you to look up for just a quick second. Sorry. All right, I want you to look up. Pay attention. Come on now, are you with me? The cursor right now, is it to the right or to the left of the vertex? I'm trying to show you. Look up. I'm doing the same thing that's on your calculator. Am I to the left or to the right of the vertex? I'm to the left. Do you agree? If I'm over here, I'm to the what? To the right. Right here, I am the vertex. So if I'm here when I hit second calc maximum, this time it's a maximum, not a minimum. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
So it says to put the cursor to the left, I would have to scroll over until this is to the left. Does it matter how far left I go? Makes no difference how far left. So everybody hear me?
Yes.
Then you hit enter one time. Then it says right bound. Now I have to move the cursor to the what? To the right side. Does that make better sense now? And then you hit enter when you're to the right, and then guess comes up. Do I care about guessing? No, so hit enter. And then it'll tell you what the vertex is. All right, I want everybody to double check all of these problems now with your calculator. I want you to be able to find the vertex with your calculator. Find the vertex with your calculator. All right, on every single problem. Plus, I want you to finish question 7 and 8. That's your homework. How can you tell if it's a minimum or maximum? So I want you to look at this point right here. Is that a minimum? Is the vertex a minimum or a maximum? Tell me. Is it the highest or the lowest point on the graph? This point right here. Yeah, so that's called a what? You see how easy it is, right? And then this one over here is a what? Because it's the highest point on the graph. That's all there is to that. All right? Now, let me make sure I'm clear. Do you guys understand what you're supposed to be doing now, right?
Oh, yes.
You know what you're supposed to be doing? And I'm going to walk around the room. If you're having trouble, you can ask me. All right? But get busy, please. I'm gonna put this up now, and then I'm going to come help you. All right?